burnout of Alexis Dejoria. Steve Harker to come. We check in down at the far end with Lauren Stout.
A nice 568 pass for you, Mickey. Now, Paul is your buddy, and he just came over and said, I taught him everything you know. What has he taught you? Well,
I learned a lot from Paul. When we first started racing these cars, Paul was running real well, and we weren't. So he's a good racer, and he's a good friend. He's got a great team over there. I have to say he's on his way back. He's capable. He's run 40s before, and he's capable of running 50s and 40s. So watch out for Paul. He's coming back. But for Ryko and for Hedman Headers, City Karting, Valvoline, we got into the next round. So that's what we're going to do.
And I'd also like to say congratulations on 1 week of not smoking for Mickey Farrow.
Hey, it's a good start.
Yeah, he said, giving up smoking. I said, how's that working? He said, it's easier than beating Manzo.
Very respectful, though, is that man.
I said, you know the good thing about it? At least you have a chance of stopping smoking.
Yeah, exactly. It's Alexis Dejoria, the Tequila Patron car, been doing a set to take on Steve Harker in the other lane.
I am still trying to pick my jaw up off the ground after that run by Frank Manzo. The man never ceases to amaze me to come out on this track right after I said, you know, high 60s might be the norm. Clint Thompson with an excellent run. He's got to be figuring, you know, well, everything I've heard about this guy is true because I just made a solid run and I got tattooed.
See some of the clouds. Trying to keep these track temperatures a little cooler. About 115 degrees right now, mid-80s as far as the ambient air temperature, but a lot of moisture. That means these cars got to burn that alcohol, try to burn through that moisture to make the power, and that's what makes that 558 run a moment ago so unbelievable. Here we go with Harker, Dejoria. She just drive around him? No. Steve Harker got the stripe first. A whole shot win, 570. An 8 beats a 570 flat. Incredible drag race that we'll analyze in just a moment. But first, here's the ace with Lauren.
I have to say, I just talked Frank into staying down here. That was a tough job. Frank, you said you think you hurt something on the motor yesterday. What is that?
Well, we had a little problem yesterday when it broke the fuel line. It tried to pick on one of the bearings, and we decided to leave the motor in. So we want to hot lap it back to the pits and check it out and make sure everything's all right.
Let me just go ahead and let you go.
It's a good move, and that was a great drag race. A good job by Alexis and that team. Just came up. Oh, so close.
Yeah, they go 570s for both of them. That was a great shot, by the way, from the blimp. What a marvelous way to look at the race. You saw her closing the gap with that Tequila Patron car and comes up. And like we said, the 4 cars on that side of the ladder absolutely loaded with talent, loaded with performance. And again, a 570. And every time 2 cars went down the racetrack here, it just magnified how good Frank's run was. There's your margin of victory. Wins it by a nose.
Now, Todd Venny, you are now on call. You get the next opportunity to try to stop Frank Manzo. Frank with about a 1/10.5 on you. I'll definitely try to get that car tuned up. Maybe Frank will make another mistake. We'll have to wait and find out. And on the other side, it's a pretty good matchup here, too. Mickey Farrow with that 568 will pick his lane over Steve Harker in his 570. Well, looking down on high, you can see the top alcohol dragsters are pulling into the staging lanes now. In fact, they're through the water box already. Their first pair. When we come back, we will have the champ. Bill Reichert, the yellow car you see backing up. Robin Samsel when we come back to the Summit Motorsports Park here in Norwalk, Ohio.